Yeah, welcome to my channel. We have this question, and this question is it involves two functions. This is the first one, and this is the second function. And in that case, as we all know, when we have a product of two items, we use integration by parts. And this integration by parts involves definite integral. It has the upper and lower boundary. So what we do now, we check the two functions. Which one is differentiable? This is differentiable. Actually, the two of them are differentiable, okay? But you can't integrate this. This one, you cannot integrate it. So we're going to go for this for our u. So let what? Let u be equal to what? Arctan square root of s. And then the v is what? The v is this one. So I'm going to remove the square root, which will be what? X to power half. Okay, let me take us back to memory lane. We must know that ddx arctan x give us what? Give us 1 over what? 1 over 1 plus what? Whatever you have here, you square that. Okay, so for this case now, you are having ddx of arctan square root of this function. So this will be this will involve chain rule. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to get the derivative of this arctan, which will be 1 over 1 plus. What you have here is a square root. Square that. But that does not stop there. It's a chain rule. So times what? The derivative of this function, which is what? Which will be, don't forget, this one is what? This is equal to x to power half. So the half will come to the front, and then we have this. And then the half also minus what? Minus 1. So we have this. The u now, we can come back here. The u is equal to what? So then we can get this one, the v, integrate this. So we're going to have this. The power here is half plus 1. That's 3 over 2. Then you divide by what? Like 3 over 2. And that will what? That will flip upside down. And that will be 2 over 3 times this function. So we've gotten the u, we've gotten the v. So let's begin to do the imputation. Let's call this, let's give this question a symbol. I'm going to call it this. My uv, my u is what? My u is this, my v is this. So I'm having 2 over 3 times this, and then this one, arctan square root of what? Square root of x, minus integral of what? Integral of v is this, and then times what? Times du. So we're having times this, and then this one. So the two we cancel, then we can combine this one together. So we have x to power 3 over 2 minus what? Minus half. Okay? So that's giving me just this. Because that would be what? That would be power 1. So we have this. Okay? So that one is done. Then we now have this now. I equal to. So this is what we have now. So what we are going to do now is to look at this place, and don't forget the upper and the lower boundary. You can start indicating that this will be what? 3, this will be 1, then the upper boundary 3 here, 1 here. So what we'll do, let's get the integral of this function. If you check this, there is no direct table for this, but the degree of the numerator and denominator are the same thing. What I need now, I'm looking for a number that when I use it to multiply the first item, it will give me what I have here. And what is that number? That's 1. So 1 times this, I have what? I have this. 1 times this, I have what? I have this. Then I do my subtraction. This minus this, and then this one minus this, I have minus 1. So then the integral of this now will now become, is now equal to, that's 1, then this one minus 1 over this one, 1 plus what? 1 plus x dx. So if you integrate this now, this will give us what? This function, integral of 1 with respect to s is this. Integral of this one is what? Minus ln 1 plus what? 1 plus x. So we now have now, for the integral of this, we have that 1 over 3 is outside. And we have a value we just got there. So you can put your upper and the lower boundary. So let's begin to substitute now. For this one, let's get that. That will be 2 over 3 times 3 to power what? 3 over 2, and then arctan 3, then minus the lower boundary, which is also 2 over 3 times 1 to power 3 over 2, and then times what? Arctan what? Arctan 1. Okay? Then this one minus 1 over 3, this will be 1, upper boundary is 3, minus 1 plus 3, that's ln 4. Okay? Then minus the lower boundary, that will be 1 minus 1 plus 1, that's ln ln 2. So that's what we have now. Then we now have now 2 over 3 times this. Arctan root 3, that's a 60, that's a pi over 3 minus 2 over 3. This one, arctan 1 is a pi over 4. This one is 1, so that's 1 times pi over 4. Okay, then minus 1 over 3, 3 minus this one will give us what? 2 ln 2. So minus this, minus 2 ln 2 plus ln 2. That will be minus what? Minus ln 2, ln 2. Then minus times 1, that's what? Minus what? Minus 1. Okay, so we can combine this one together. 3 minus 1, that's 2. 3 here, making 3 to the power 2. So we now have 2 times 3 to power 3 over 2 minus 2. Combine this 3, this one, and this one together, you have this. Okay, then times pi over 3. So this one, 2 here 1, 2 here 2. So I'm having minus what? Minus pi over 6, and then followed by, we can open the bracket of this minus 1 over 3 into brackets. 3 minus 1, that's 2, minus what? Minus ln 2 here. So 3 here is already cancelled. There is no 3 here. Okay, so we now have 2 times this one, 3 to power what? Minus what? Minus half. 3 over 2 minus 2, that's what? Minus 1 over 2 times pi minus pi over 6. Okay, so the ones you can open this bracket, that's minus 2 over 3. This 1 over 3 times 2, that's this. Minus times minus, that's a plus 1 over 3 ln what? Ln 2. So final conclusion, this will be equal to 2 over what? Root 3 pi minus pi over 6 minus 2 over 3 plus ln 2. So that's the answer for this. Please, if you are new on this channel, kindly click on the watermarks of the video and subscribe. Okay, click on like button and begin to type your comments. Okay, finally share the links of this video on all your social media platforms. Okay, thank you for doing that. Please join the next video for trigonometric integral.